Hey guys, Jamie here with Brushes with Death. Today we're going to learn how to drill barrels like a beginner. Not for beginners, like a beginner. Because I'm a beginner. So, first thing you need is a model, obviously, with a gun. Needs a barrel. This is a Primaris Terminator model from the starter set, which I picked up last week. I was going to go for the Space Marine Combat Patrol, but the starter set's just over half the price and you get essentially the full combat patrol plus a small Tyrannid army, so it seemed like a no-brainer. Thank you to the Games Workshop employee who pointed that out to me. They have probably been black bagged and taken to an unknown location now. So I've already drilled one of the barrels on this guy. I've actually drilled all the barrels for the Terminator squad, but I thought, now that I think I've got a rough idea of what I'm doing, I would do the last one on film. So let's get into it. I'm going to bring you guys down here. You need a model. In my opinion, the mould line remover from Games Workshop, or a craft knife's fine. Got myself a little file here as well. Got myself a little hand drill that I got from Amazon. I'll fire that up on film, I guess, around now. It would be on film. You do not need, Murphy, you do not need a dog, but it is always beneficial, hello, to have a companion when you're doing your modelling. So, what we're going to do is, let me see, make sure I can get this focus nice on for you here. The setup's not great yet. So, we're going to focus. First thing you want to do is get all those mould lines off the barrel. You want that barrel as smooth as possible. That caused me a lot of my early problems, the barrel not being properly smooth. Get that nice and smooth. Then, you want to select your smallest drill. I've don't know these exact sizes, I went for 3 sizes. I've got a little bit of a background with metalwork, so I do understand a little bit about the idea of drill selection. You just want to try and, the way I find it easy is if you come in at an angle, try and centre it. Oh, slipped. Try and centre it, minimum pressure, and when you're pretty happy you're central, just, oh, it's all going pike tong. This is why it's like a beginner and not for beginners. You want to see this level of handshake on Sigmar, right, and then just give it a couple of turns. Real slow, couple of turns. You should see a little bit of the scrap plastic, we call that swarf. A little bit of the swarf start to kick up. So you know you're cutting. Nice and slow. Bring it off. Have a wee look. Now I'm pretty happy that's centred, so I'm going to drill a little bit more. You don't have to go crazy. You're not trying to get oil, not trying to get to China. Take your time. You can obviously use multiple different tools for this. You can get battery powered ones, you can get mains powered ones. I would just say if you're using an electric drill and you're not got a lot of experience, this is soft plastic and you can always drill more, you can never drill less. Nice and slow. Go a little bit in there. I like to go as deep as I can go. Obviously I'm not going to go all the way to the bottom of the shaft, that'd be crazy talk. I'll end up on his shoulder. So, once you've got, I mean that's a good bit of swarf on that there. Once you've got that, so I'm pretty happy for my skill level, that's pretty damn centre. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop that out, take my second drill. The reason you step the drills up, one of the reasons you step the drills up, I'll give you some background knowledge from my metalworking, is firstly, it's far easier to find a centre point with a smaller drill. The larger the drill, the higher the margin of error. If you think about it like a tennis racket situation, it's a lot easier to hit the centre of a table tennis bat than it is to hit the centre of a full-size tennis racket with the same size of ball, because you've just got a much larger area. So what we're going to do is, the smaller drill, a lot of pressure on a very small point, that'll help you get started. Also, it's going to create a situation where, because that smaller hole's already been drilled, there's less waste plastic to come out with the next drill, which means there's less chance of you buckling the barrel outwards. And that'll drill nice and smooth and easy now because it's going into an existing hole. So it's not actually cutting the amount of plastic that would normally be needed to cut. So we can go at a decent pace in there. Try and keep this short and sweet because it is just drilling plastic, and you're not going to hit 1 million subscribers by asking people to watch paint dry. Well, you never know. 24-hour paint drying stream coming soon. So let's get that in a good amount. Some of these guns are hollow, so you might actually get to a stage where you go right into the body of the gun. That's fine. That's fine. Slows down. There we go. We're in the body of the gun. So what you want to do is get a few more turns, because it might just be in the gun on that particular cut, and if you pull it, you might be pulling through almost like a rifled hole, which you don't really want because you'll end up pulling a lot of waste out. So you want to try and work the drill back. There we go, and that's a nice smooth hole. A little bit smaller than its partner, so just pop this guy off here. I just thought I'd make this video just to show this is the first 5 models I've ever drilled. And I just thought I'd make this video to show people that it's really not that difficult if you take your time. You don't have to be going for Golden Demon to be drilling barrels. Now this is the biggest one, so I'm going to go really slow and just let the drill bit do all the work for me so I don't push the barrel out. I want it to be cutting, not pushing. So the drill's just cutting through that barrel there, cutting in. There we go. It'll almost pull itself into the barrel once it cuts. There we go, and it just slides right through like that. So it's really smooth. Going at a slight angle, but yeah, I mean that's actually better than the hole that I drilled the first time. This is the new one here. It's a bit more centred. And the final thing we do, which I think is a really cool feature of the Terminators, is this the right one? We're going to take our smallest drill. Is it the smallest drill? Yeah, we're going to want our smallest drill back on. Hopefully my belly's not hanging over the desk too much here. Going to take our smallest drill back on here. This is probably about as exhilarating as watching a kettle boil, but I find it interesting. And in the Terminator, now I'm going to make a tool of myself here. I think this might be a storm bolter, but I could be wrong. It's not a heavy bolter. I've not played the tabletop, so I've not learned. But basically, these have some pre-drilled vents inside of these barrels. So I'm just going to drill nice and slowly, and it'll go really easy because you've already drilled that centre barrel right through, right? Not any huge benefit to doing that. I just think it looks fucking cool. And then once this gets painted up, it should look nice. We'll have some vents on the sides. He's going to look pretty good, I think. I'm pretty happy with that. So yeah, that's, in my opinion, useful information for a new person. Also, I'm going to grab one of the guys that's got a bit more of a... I've seen some cool stuff. One of the benefits to having your barrels drilled, which I've seen in some really high level stuff is, we'll use this drill bit as an example. You can actually get certain things and feed them into the barrels, and you can work towards creating effects. Like I've seen guys, they do like a little bulk shell and little smoke trail here. Obviously super advanced kit bashing stuff, but yeah, I feel like it's a really good thing to learn nice and early, and I'm going to try and do it for as many of the models as I can. Hopefully this has been beneficial for anyone watching it. Obviously you might not learn too much from me because I'm drilling my first ever barrels, but for anyone else who's at the complete start and they're kind of worried about drilling a barrel, damaging a model, worst thing that happens is you're going to destroy some plastic. I mean, if you do one barrel and it goes wrong, there's loads of ways around it. You can always just clip them off and file it, but I think it's a worthwhile skill learning. Hopefully anyone who watches this will find it useful, and then we're sitting here maybe in a year's time still making videos. I'll have a whole different way of doing it that'll be a lot faster. But that's all from me for this one. Murphy, do you want to say bye? Come here. Come here. That's all from me, and that's all from Murphy. Come here. Good boy. Good boy.